Today in this project we are going to learn about water sensor and interfacing water sensor to Arduino board. Coming to the connections, water sensor has 3 pins. One is output pin, negative and positive. The output pin is connected to A node of the Arduino board. The negative pin is connected to the ground and the positive pin is connected to 8th pin of the Arduino board. The positive pin of the water sensor can be connected to 5 volts of the Arduino board, but I am connecting it to 8th pin because whenever I want to take the values, at that time only I want to use or send the current to my sensor. Rest of the time I want to stop the current to flow from the sensor, because whenever I connect 5 volts, as soon as I connect 5 volts and connect it to Arduino, the water sensor gets electrified and starts corroding. So I'm going to connect positive of the water sensor to 8th pin of the Arduino. Connections and working part. Water sensor has 3 pins: VCC, ground and analog output. VCC is connected to 8th pin of Arduino using white jumper wire, and black jumper wire is used to connect ground of Arduino to water sensor ground pin. And the last analog pin is connected to A naught of the Arduino board. Coming to the water sensor. Water sensor can be used in the rainfall to detect rainfall, detect any leakage, or to measure any water level, to monitor any tank, water pumps, pits, etc. And it is also used as precautionary measure for submersible electronics. Coming to the hardware, the sensor has series of 10 copper traces. These are the 10 copper traces, and 5 of them are power traces and rest 5 are sense traces, which are placed alternatively. For example, the first one is sense trace, then the next one will be the power trace, and so on. This is a power LED, which represents or shows the status of the power flowing through the water sensor. These stripes act as parallel conductors. These parallel conductors are not connected internally or externally, but are bridged parallelly, so they act as a variable resistor, just like a potentiometer, whose resistance varies according to water level. Whenever water level rises, the resistance decreases. The change in resistance corresponds to the distance from top of the sensor to the surface of the water. The resistance is inversely proportional to the height. More the water, less the resistance, and the less water, more resistance. The sensor produces output voltage according to the resistance, by which we can measure the water level. We can connect water sensors positive VCC, that is positive, terminal to the 5 volts of the Arduino board. But whenever current passes through water sensor, water corrodes with the sensor and the sensitivity of the sensor decreases gradually. So whenever I take values, at that time I want to send the current power supply. So I'm connecting the positive VCC to 8th pin so that I can control the power supply too. Whenever I'm about to take values, I will switch on the 8th pin and take values and immediately switch off, so that the corrosion is decreased comparatively when the power supply is continuous. Coming to the working, I have uploaded the code into Arduino and successfully uploaded. Now I'm using a glass of water to measure the water level. I have written my code such that whenever I put water sensor into the water, it shows the level of the water. Now I'm opening serial monitor in my PC, and at present it is showing 526, which is the minimum value. Now I am going to submerge this water sensor into the glass. Now I am submerging water sensor little bit and showing you the value. I have submerged little bit and there is an increase in water level. Now I am partially submerging more and more. Now the water level is half and the value goes up to 567, 562, 560. Now I'm going to completely submerge this. Now the values are around 595, 598, 600, which is a maximum value. Now I'm going to remove slowly and check the values if they are decreasing or not. The values decreased from 600 to 575, and now I'm going to remove water sensor completely, and the values decrease it to 402, 398, 394. But the values will never get to the single digit as there is water on the water sensor. So if you want to get the single value, you have to clean it. This is the working of the water sensor. The values are taken for every 1 second of delay. The water level is slowly decreasing. Now I am going to clean the sensor with paper or a cotton cloth. I have cleaned it and the values are around 260, 251, except 91, 93. The value starts decreasing. Coming to the code, I have defined 8th pin and A0 pin as VCC and S. S means the output. I am taking a variable of data type integer and initializing it with 0. In the setup, I am setting the mode of VCC pin as output and making it as loop. In the loop, I am calling water level function, which calls this function in which the whole program is written. In this function, I am making VCC pin high, which means I am sending the voltage to my sensor and waiting for 10 milliseconds. The value is stored in the variable called value using analog read function, and also I'm switching off my power supply to the sensor and returning the value which I got from the sensor, and that value is going to be stored in the level which is integer. And now I am going to print level using serial.println. This loop gets started for every 1000 milliseconds, that is for every second. To get code, you can get the code from the article link in the description. This is my project. Thank you.